okay? You are your employer, right? Somebody once said, we give our time to the people we care about the least. Okay? Not that they're all bad people, I'm not suggesting that, but that's not like who we would choose to hang out with probably, okay? Limited adventure, no ownership. If you talk to people that have been working for a while, okay, you'll hear phrases like, when I retire. I don't know when those kick in. I think they kick in about 40 years old, okay? It starts, like you're halfway, no, you're not really, but you're halfway to the retirement age, okay? When I retire, okay, then I'll have freedom of time, okay? I'll do the things I want to do. When I retire, then I'll travel, I'll do my hobbies, okay? When I retire, I'll make a difference, I'll volunteer, I'll give back. When I retire, okay, but you still won't have any money, okay? Oops, where'd this go? I went too far. Yeah, there we go, sorry about that. Okay, still no money, all right? You get to live on 50% of what you couldn't live on before, okay? And then your kids are grown as well. I mean, just like what Elizabeth talked about. I want to do things with my kids when my kids are young, not when I retire, okay? Anyway, okay. So here's the lifetime of a Primerican. Do all the things employees can't do for 40 years. Freedom of time to do it with who you want to, when you want to, how you want to, where you want to. Okay, travel, hobbies, make a difference every day. I told the folks yesterday, okay, most people out there in the world wonder if they've made a difference. Primerians don't have that problem. Okay, you can't succeed here without making a difference for a bunch of people. Okay, make big money. Okay, enjoy your kids while your kids are in your, like immediate life. Okay, go into business with your kids if you want. Okay, here's I think what says it all. Primerica leaders, our everyday is everyone else's someday. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I want to continue with what a disaster Elizabeth and I were. Okay, or maybe still are. Now that's like our first office, okay? Dream seller, right? Okay, a little bit different than Mario and Franny's office, okay? Those are our two cars. It's a Toyota Camry, okay? And I don't know what that was, a Dodge. That was my car. It was cool at the time. Okay, there's our first house. And I tell you all this, once again, why am I here? The only thing I want to accomplish is to change your belief, okay? If you believe you can succeed here, it's game over. You'll figure it out. Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. Anybody recognize the person on the treadmill, okay? That job, they keep holding out the carrot, okay? Just do this, just do this, just do this, okay? You get the promotion, account, all that stuff. So I put down here, if you get good, okay, you'll get wealthy. So I'm going to challenge each of you to work on you. I talked quickly about reading. I read the autobiography on Musk, okay, the real thick thing. And it said in there that when he wanted to start SpaceX, he wanted to start rockets, he knew nothing about rockets. So he went to the library. Now, whether you like Elon or not, you got to admit, he's a freaking, he's smart, okay? He's an entrepreneurial, like I don't even know if there's a category for him, okay? He went to the library and read. Imagine that. What we need is already written, okay? We just have to gather it, okay? Now, I don't care if you read audios, listen to them, whatever, okay? You're only going to retain about 20% of that. If you write it down, okay, you're going to retain 72% of it, or excuse me, 70% of it. If you write it down and look at it daily, you're going to retain 100%. You're not a computer where you can just go in and reprogram and boom, it's all done. Okay, well, I should say you can be reprogrammed, it's just not done that fast. It's going to take you, most of us have had bad stuff put in for a lot of years, and we got to change that. Okay, and this is how you do it. I'm all, take notes, okay? I assume all of you are taking notes, or, recording or something, okay? Convert it to notes, and then reduce down this 2 days, if you've been here 2 days, 1 day, reduce it down to 1 page. And then look at it every single day. You don't have to change everything overnight. If you just change one thing every quarter, the compounding of that over a 4-year period will be unbelievable. So here's some books I recommend. I'm just take a picture or whatever. I don't have time to sell each one of them. But those have been the game changers for us. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm behind. We've read, I don't know how many, I think over 1,000 books, okay? I'm just saying, tackle these, okay, and then we can work on the next batch. So the key principles of success don't change. I'm just going to go through them with you, okay? Self-improvement is the great accelerator. I don't care how bad you think you are, okay? If you'll work on you, you will get to the point. This is, what's that, the tortoise and the hare? Okay, everybody know that? Okay. I don't know, I think it's an old nursery book or something, okay? But in life, it's like, I'll give you an example, okay? I think like my 5th year or 6th year, okay, there's a guy named Al Gottwald, okay? He's not in Primerica anymore, okay? He was making $100,000 a year, and he was just great in sales. And it was just intimidating to me. I mean, he'd write, a truckload of sales every single month. I'm just starving to death trying to hack my way through this thing, okay? But I remember I put in there, I said I had to start learning to compete, okay? So learning to compete is like figuring out a way you can win. So I said, I don't know. I mean, I've done the sales class. I've done, okay. Maybe I could get to the point, okay. But I know I can out-recruit him. And if I have more people, okay, it'd be like showing up to a football game, okay, and your team has 50 people, another team only has 11. You probably could win that one. Okay, that was my strategy. Well, it wasn't more than like 6 or 8 months after that we started consistently beating them. And that's, I don't know if that's why he left, but coincidentally, that's about when he left, okay? Manage yourself, lead your team. I am going to shut down if you ever talk to me and say, how can I get my guys and gals to do something? Now, maybe if I was as a great a motivator as Mario, maybe I could. But that's not how leadership works. How I get my guys and gals to do something is I go to work, okay? And either they're going to be left behind or they're going to say, I don't want to be left behind. One of the two. Recruiting personal directs solves all challenges. This is a how you feel business, okay? If you let nature take its course, it's going to be boring. It's going to be a lot of rejection, so you'll be dejected. You've got to control you, how you think, how you feel, all those kind of things. Okay, that is the founder of our company only said 2 things. Okay, if you want to succeed here, it's attitude and activity. Number of appointments, number of recruits, number of that, and your attitude. Well, attitudes are like gardens, okay? If you're not constantly in there, putting fertilizer in there, killing weeds, okay, that garden is going to go to crap. Nothing gets better just by leaving it alone. Your attitude doesn't get better without you investing in it. Skills pay the bills. Huge prices always equal huge rewards, especially in Primerica. You guys should be writing these down, okay? But that's up to you. You think they're one-liners. They're not one-liners, okay? They're things you got to look at and say, how does this mean? What am I doing good? What am I not doing good? Okay, how do I make these things happen? I don't have time to go through each one and teach how to do that, okay? Understand that there's a price to win. It just drives me nuts when people internally or verbally say, like something's not fair. Okay, let's just start out with, okay? You all and me already have been more blessed than 99% of the people on the planet. Where we live. I travel the world, okay? You guys probably do. You don't want to be anywhere else. May look sexy on social media, okay? I was in France, okay? And the guy we're doing a tour in D-Day, and the guy that was our tour guide told me about some comedian that said something against I think it's the Prime Minister, don't hold me to that, okay? He's been banned ever since. Just that we can have discontent in this country. Just that you can get on and say this sucks. All the whiny butts, okay, complain about crap instead of actually going to do something about it, okay? They're allowed to do that in the U.S. And they don't get banned. They don't get thrown in jail. They don't get anything. Quit complaining. It's the greatest country on the planet. Choose to become a leader. Nothing against the leaders in here, but leadership's like it's like a volunteer thing. You know who the leader is? The person that goes, there's something that's got to get done. Anybody want to do it? I guess I will. That's how leadership is. Yep. If it's any more than that, like an ego thing, then I'm going to question whether you should be a leader. Nothing wrong with, self-confidence, and ego somewhere in there, okay? But that can't be why you're doing it. The reason has to be the reason you're doing it, not the title. Do the boring stuff. I actually did a KT, okay? A week and a half ago, okay? I got a sale. If you were watching my KT, now I probably have not given as many KTs as Franny and Mario, but I've given a bunch, okay? I mean, years and years and years, I was the number one in my hierarchy, okay? There's nothing that I didn't want to do in that moment less than that KT. Okay, I did this dumb thing, I recruited somebody, and somebody had to field train him, okay? It's kind of thing in life, you're like, oh, this would be a great idea, and then you do it, and the results of you're like, why did I do that, okay? I guarantee if you watch me, you'd have thought, okay, that I was giddy about doing that KT. An interview, I've given 1 million interviews, okay? Every interview I give it everything I got. You're not gonna know that's the last thing I want. I don't want to do that. That's what life's about, okay? Anybody married? Okay, you want to have a great marriage. Okay, you got to tell your spouse you love them every day. Okay, you got to, even when you don't feel like doing the stuff. Okay, you got to do the stuff. Want to have great kids? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of doing the boring stuff over and over. Moms, okay? Yeah, I just pick moms because moms ends up getting, they're rock stars. They're unbelievable. Okay, can you imagine if there were no moms? Okay, that'd be bad, okay? That's what life's about. That's where the rewards are. That's called agape love. And that's what we do every day. And you got to do it with everything you got as if it's the first time. Don't expect life to be fair. I don't know. I got ahead of myself somewhere, but don't worry about it. Okay. Have big dreams. We're going to try at the end to help you with the dreams. Okay. You got a great hierarchy. I mean, there's great examples of dreams happening every day. And I'm not just talking about stuff. Okay. I'm talking about life changes. Always do what's right. Especially when it comes to money. You can do a million things for somebody, and then, they think you took $1 from them some way. You ran a contest, you ran, whatever, okay, and you're Satan. Do what's right, even and especially when it costs you. Our art used to say, you beat 50% of the people by working hard. You beat another 40% by doing what's right, okay? And basically what he's saying, that you beat 90% of the people out there just doing what's right and working hard. And primarily the last 10%, everybody's getting rich. So even if you're at the bottom of the last 10%, you're doing all right. Believe in the cause. People are staying up late at night worrying about the crap that you can solve. Think about that. What other company, what other industry out there solves the things that people are worrying about? Things that people keep up late at night, okay? I'm just saying, what most people do on a daily basis out there in the world just doesn't matter. If that company didn't exist, okay, no big deal. What we do matters. I don't know. If you took a 40, 50, 60-year lifespan, okay, and added up all the time people spend worrying and categorized it, okay, they're worried about their brother's health, or they're worried about, getting that new home, or they worry about, and you kind of put all the things they worry about when it's money related. I'd be willing to bet the number one thing people worry about is money over that 60-year period. And that's what we do. And most of it could go away with a little bit of knowledge about money and a little bit extra money. Which are the two things we do. This is just a slide we have kind of from the F&A. Okay, we go through a client and we look at the client or potential client. We say, okay, Tony, traditional financial companies don't care whether people become financially independent. They just want to sell them something. Would you agree? Okay. So my point is, Tony, okay, do you have a mortgage? Okay. Does the mortgage company care whether you become financially independent? No. What do they care about? You make your payment, right? Okay, do you got insurance? You got life insurance, autos? Okay, does the insurance company care whether you become financially independent? No. Just make your premium payment. Okay, your credit card, your bank, even your 401k company, who, by the way, is supposed to be in the business of helping you become financially independent, do they even know your name? In the largest industry in the world, there's nobody that cares whether you become financially independent except Primerica. Right. Is that somebody you'd like to partner with? Yeah. That's what we do. Tremendous work effort. I already talked about that. Work on you every day. Get better. Have a great attitude, okay? Have faith in God. Keep your priorities right. Create a great family life. Don't worry about what others think. I would like the whole world to think I was awesome. Okay? I mean, I really would. I'm just not going to think about it ever. You know, the only 4 people that my life revolves around them thinking I'm awesome is my wife and my 3 daughters. We spend way too much time worrying about what others think of us. When you die, I think I saw this on the, somewhere I saw it, okay? It just was out there. Like when you die, okay, they're going to give like 500 to 1,000 words about you. Okay? That's it. If you change some people's lives, it'll be longer. If you basically just existed, it'd probably be shorter. But no one will care. You certainly won't care what the world thought of you. Go deliver for the people that will be there at that day. And don't worry about anybody else. And the last thing is understand there are no good jobs. See, in my brain, okay, I know a bunch of people are going to have jobs, and I don't think there's anything wrong with people that have jobs, okay? I mean, that works for them. But in my heart of hearts, there are no good jobs. Anybody know anybody, okay, obviously if you don't make very much, okay, that sucks, and, you know, I probably don't need to tell you about how bad your job's are. But anybody know somebody that makes maybe 300 grand in a job? Does that company own them? I've got a couple folks I got one guy who was making 300 grand, he's my age, okay, at 55, 53. He was running marathons at 48. At 55, he had to retire because his body shut down. He had cardiac challenges, he had whatever. And it wasn't because of, you know, his genetics. It was because he was putting in 90 hours a week, worried about his job. So whether you make money or not, okay, it ain't the way to go. It sucks. You're building somebody else's equity, somebody else's business. I mean, companies weren't built, I mean, they can say this all day long. Oh, we live for the employees, we live for the team. That's horse, you know what? Okay? The owner wants to make profit. If the owner's a shareholder, they want profit. If the CEO reports to the shareholder or board of directors, he or she has a fiduciary responsibility to make profit. They can even go to jail, okay, violating that fiduciary responsibility. The system is not set up for employees. There are no good jobs. So when I'm talking to you, I don't say that stuff in an interview, but that's what I believe. I believe I'm saving that person. I believe that I'm giving that person a shot. I'm a college dropout. On paper, I'm nowhere close to worth what they pay, Primerica pays me. But you know the thing about Primerica, okay? They don't tell me what I'm worth. A job tells you what you're worth. Do you know if you went to the average person and offered them the same exact job, okay, or excuse me, not the same job, another job, another whatever, that was like significantly more than what they make now? Most of them wouldn't even apply. Why? What? They think it's a scam. Or they don't qualify. Think about that. Who told them what they were worth? We let somebody else tell us what we're worth. And then we're thankful for them saying we're not worth very much. That makes no sense to me. Make a decision that you're going to get paid what you're worth. Not because you walk in and somebody just rains down money on you, okay? But because you're going to go fight for it. You're going to go provide a service, deliver for people, and that's when you're going to get paid a bunch, okay? That's the way it's supposed to work. I probably won't be invited back. Last thing. This is what's called the S curve. You can look it up. It's been around for a gazillion years. This is the kind of the curve or the lifespan of a company that makes it big. Okay? Most companies don't even get out of the infancy stage. You can stay for 50 years as a mom and pop in the infancy stage. Doesn't mean you're a bad company. It just means, you never scaled the thing. Once a company matures, they become a Walt Disney or a Procter & Gamble or whatever, okay? And they kind of, they still grow, hopefully, but it's like they grow 3%, 5%, whatever. But there's a period, if you catch it, where a company goes like this. Tell me that isn't exactly where we are right now in Primerica. I mean, what's happened to the incomes over the last? It used to be where you had $2 million or $2 new $1 million earners in a year. That was like they were talking about that for like 8 months. Now you go over $1 million. Okay, you better enjoy your picture up there because 2 days later somebody else is going over $1 million. I mean, is everybody looking at POL? I'm not making this crap up. And it's growing exponentially. Any place along that curve, you kind of got to learn the business. But I like the idea of me learning the business, okay, and it going like this. Especially in a company that wants me to do that. That pays me to do that. I'll talk to you in 10 minutes, about an hour, okay? See ya.